Hi everyone, my name is Paulina, and today you are watching Bites of Books, where we will be talking about the Reading Quest. This is a pretty awesome challenge where from August 13 to September 10, you have you pick a character from the four that you can see here, and it can either be a knight, a mage, a rogue, or a bard, and each one of them has a different set of challenges, but all in the same board, which you can see here. And so, as you can see, each space on the board has um, a different challenge. And so the way that this works is that you go on acquiring points um, as you complete each challenge. It's kind of hard to explain, but today I'm going to show you the character that I chose and also the TBR for this challenge. And the character that I chose is the Rogue. And the Rogue has a very interesting set of challenges, which I really was attracted to, because these are books that you don't really hear of much, or that are kind of underhyped maybe, or you don't really um, see everywhere as with others, right? So the first challenge for the Rogue is to read a banned book. Now, I love reading banned books, so that's probably one of the biggest things that I love to do. And so for this one, I'm going to choose The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. And I have not read this, and I know that it's really good, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. The next one is a book cover a book that has a book cover with a partially obscured face. Now, this is a book that I got in an Owl Crate box last year, and I never got around to reading it. So I am reading Worlds of Ink and Shadow by Lena Coakley, and I don't know anything about it, so I'm gonna read it, but it has a partially obscured face. So I'll be reading that one. And then a book with less than 500 ratings on Goodreads. This was a very interesting one, because you could either go with a book that you don't that nobody knows about, but that's been out, for a while, or a completely new book that not many people have read yet. And in this case, I went with the first option, which is a book that no many people know about, and it is Drink Cultura by Jose Antonio Burciaga. And this book I have partially read for a college class, but I didn't read the whole thing at the time, and I'm looking forward to reading the rest of it. Well, all of it for this challenge. And then the next one is a book published by a small press. Um, and for that, I'm going to be reading The Fourth World of the Hoppies by Harold Corlander. And this is the epic story of the Hopi Indians as preserved in their legends and traditions. This is really interesting book where you get to know a lot about their culture, traditions, and everything of the Hopis. So I'm looking forward to reading this one as well. And then the last one for the Rogue is a book with a one-word title. And for that, I'm going to change it really big, and it's going to be Chuck Palahniuk's book Snuff. And yeah, this is going to be an interesting change because all of the other books are kind of like nonfiction classics, and then Chuck Palahniuk. But I love Chuck Palahniuk, so we'll see how this one goes. And then if I manage to read all of that, I'm going to continue on with The Mage. And for that, the next one is a book that contains magic. And again, I'm going to switch it up and go with Chris Colfer's Land of Stories, an author's Odyssey. And this is the fifth book in the series. I've read all the other books. I love this series for middle grade um, readers, and they're just so much fun. They're very inventive, and I love them. So I'm looking forward to this one as well. And then I'm only going to go up to the next one, which is a book based on mythology, for which I chose Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. And yeah, this is about the apocalypse, so it's going to be fun. This is basically, these are the books that I plan on reading for the main adventure challenge. So as with any video game, usually you have like mini quests or side quests that you can also do. And one is an open world challenge, which is to basically read whatever book you want. And for that, I'm going to choose one that's from my TBR, like for this month, which is Only Revolutions. I already talked a little bit about this in my TBR. And then my book stack is getting big. And then the other one that I have in mind, I need to get from the library, which is for the multiplayer mini challenge, which is to buddy read a book. And for that, I am buddy reading a book with my friend from The Footnote, who has chosen the book, or the first book from the Scott Pilgrim graphic novels. And so I'll be getting that from the library. And then the last one is the one for expansion. So read a companion novel or short story, for which I'm going to be reading the Discworld short stories from A Blink of the Screen. I am choosing not to read the whole book because the whole book is not just like the expansion of Discworld. It is mostly like Terry Pratchett's short stories throughout his life. So I'm just going to be including the Discworld short stories from this book. And that's pretty much it. There are many more challenges on the reading quest, but these are the ones that I've chosen because I know that they will be more than enough to read during the time for the challenge. And yeah, so I can show you the final stack of books, which is kind of huge. And definitely very, there you go. Definitely I cannot possibly read all of this, but this is my goal. What might happen is that I might finish the Rogue challenge and then move on to the minute challenges. But yeah, that's probably what will happen. So with that, I say goodbye for now, and I will talk to you later. If you're joining the reading quest, let me know, and so I can see your TBRs, etc. Okay, well, goodbye.